Now we have full ice drill, once again 0, starting from the both sides at the same time. Player number 3, for example, goes forwards and he receives a pass. He made a curve here on the blue line. Now he's got a puck, he goes with a puck straight on. He plays a pass on the player number 1. Now he goes this way and he receives a pass like this. After he received this pass, he goes once again 0, takes a shot. This is the first drill, very easy one for warm-up of the goalies because we have shooting from the left and from the right side. Now we update this drill. Once again 0, we do the second version. The player number 1 goes straight on and he receives a pass from the player number 5. As soon as he receives this pass, he goes this way. Now he plays a pass to the player number 3 and continues this way. Now he receives a pass, he takes a puck, speed up and take a shot. After he took a shot, here in the corner are pucks. He goes into the corner, he takes a puck. Now came player number 3 this way. He received a pass from this player. This player goes in the front of the net for a screen and this player number 3 takes a shot. So we have 2 shots, 4 players working at the same time. It's a very great drill. Now we have drill, once again 0 plus defender. The blues are defenders, the reds are forwards. This drill is actually for minimum 18 players. We need 8 defenders each corner too. We start with blue defender number 1. He goes with a puck straight on in the front of the net and he plays a puck on the player number 1. The player number 1 receives this pass, goes into the middle and he plays a pass on the player number 4. As soon as he played, he goes like this, he receives a pass, he goes on the net and he takes a shot. The blue defender is still skating over here, so the blue defender played a pass. He's still skating. As soon as this pass is played, the first player stays in the front of the net. So actually we have here this player in the front of the net. Player number 4, timing. We want to see timing. This player comes over here and he receives a pass from the defender number 2. So he can take a second shot. Defender, this one is still skating over here. And now we have 1 player in the front of the net, the second shootout, and now defender received a pass from this corner and he takes a third shot. So actually very quickly drill, a lot of shots, not so tough drill, very quickly and I think also very useful. Now we have simpler drill, once again 0. The forward number 1 plays a pass to the D number 1. D number 1 moving to the side and he plays the pass from here to this forward. This forward moving into the middle, very quickly start, very quickly feeds. Now he plays a pass on the forward number 5. The forward number 5 is looking, the forward number 1 is here, pass back, and now we have situation once again 0 against this D. So he took a puck and he tries to beat the defender in situation once again 0. This drill is from both sides, heads up, some passes, some shooting, and try to play to goal. Of course depends on how many players you have on the ice, because if you have 20 it's not so much time, or there is the time enough, but it takes so much of time to take this drill for all players, minimum 5 or 6 times. Now we have drill 2 against 1. The defender number 1 goes behind the net with a puck and he looks for a pass and he plays this pass on the player number 1. This player number 1 goes forward like this with a puck. We need timing. We need player number 2 coming this way. I show it like this. I show it with the blue color. The player number 2 went this way, and as soon as he's got a puck, we need movement over here. Now, the player or forward number 1 plays a pass. Here is the defender. He's ready to receive a pass. Now we see both forwards crossing over reorganization in neutral zone, and we see them going 2 against 1 this way against this defender. As soon as the defender played a pass, moving, he receives a pass, shot, and now the next situation from the other side. So he goes down, he receives a pass from this defender, and he plays the pass over here, and we can go that same way like before.
Did you know 20 to 30% of children and adolescents skip breakfast? Skipping breakfast can leave your skater feeling irritable, fatigued, unable to focus, and this can impact their academic performance. Skipping breakfast will also rob their body of 20% of the calories they need to perform at 100% on the ice in their afternoon practice. Hi, I'm Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD, and today I'm going to show you how to create a nutrient-rich breakfast on the go, a banana split in a jar. So today I'm using just your regular banana, and you just cut it in quarters and place it in your jar. If you can get it to stand on the sides, that would be great. I'm having a little bit of difficulty letting it stand on the sides. And then I have some vanilla Greek yogurt, which you just go ahead and add right in. It's about 6 ounces, and push that down. And top with some dried fruit. I'm using cranberries today. You can use raisins or blueberries or cherries. And I'm using almonds. Obviously, if you have a nut allergy, you're going to want to substitute something else like some chia seeds or some sunflower seeds. And there you have it, your banana split in a jar to help your skater feel focused in the classroom and on the ice. Remember, start your day the AAA way with a timeout for breakfast. This is Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD. Happy skating until next time.
We're going to do a little bit of a research study. I've got my photoelectric timing cells that I use for research purposes, and we're going to skate 120 feet. So myself and Chris and Nolan are going to skate in 2 different ways. We're going to do it 4 different times. The first time we're going to skate with that long recovery that we've talked about. And I'm going to do it, and then Chris and Nolan are going to try to do it. They have a hard time doing it because they're such good skaters. So we're going to see what the differences are between the time when we skate with a narrow stride, bringing the skate all the way back into kind of that quote-unquote heel click, or bringing the skate back to the midline of the body. And then we're going to come back and time us when we skate with a wide stride. So we're going to do just kind of, you know, it's not the classic research study that we would be doing, but just to give you an idea of which one is faster and which one is slower. Then we're going to come back and we're going to do the arm movement. So we're going to have one time where we all skate with our arms moving forward and backward, see what the time is, and then we're going to do it with our arms moving side to side, which is the normal skating movement. So we've got our camera on us so you can see how we're skating, and a camera on the time. So do you guys understand what to do? Okay. All right, I'm going to go first so these guys can see exactly how we're going to do it. We don't have to worry about the timers because they're photoelectric timers. So watch my skates, ladies and gentlemen, and see how close I am. And we're all going to skate as fast as we can, okay? Both ways, with the feet narrow and feet wide. Okay, so here we go. So I stopped the clock at 5.04 seconds. Okay, now we're going to watch with Chris. Now see the narrow stride that Chris has. See, he's bringing his skates up high and he's bringing his skates in. So Chris was 5.10. And now we're going to watch Nolan. So watch Nolan's skates. Watch how, look at the narrow stride he has. Bringing his skates all the way in. Now he didn't skate all the way through, but still, he's 5.12. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to skate normal. We're going to skate with the typical wide stance, and we're going to see how fast we are and see what the difference is. Okay, guys, as fast as you can, one hand in your stick. Now just skate like you normally do, okay? Okay, we'll see what my time is. 4.75. So that's a little faster. Now let's watch Chris. See the difference in his skates? See how much more powerful he looks? 4.65. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you see how much more powerful it looks when they're skating. Now, doesn't that look more powerful with Nolan skating? And Nolan was as fast as 4.42. As I said, it's not, it probably wouldn't pass the rigorous standards for the research that we usually do, but it gives you a pretty objective evidence that wider stride is a much faster way of skating than bringing your skates in,
To me, there are a couple of things I see as making a drill worthwhile and maybe effective. First off, the drills I use have to be truly game related. In other words, they usually mimic something a player has to do during the game action. Secondly, the drills I find most helpful to my players are those that isolate something really challenging to the player. Next, a drill has to give the player a chance to perform and perfect a given movement or a situation through repeated tries at the drill or at the same drill. Here's a great example though. A defenseman's first pass in his own end often spells the success of a breakout. So, according to my drill principles, I found a way to put a little extra challenge in the drill. I found a way to isolate the player and his execution to eventually perfect the decision making and the movement. Okay, so I'm placing a D-man with a puck behind his net, with his back turned away from where the play will actually take place. On a teammate's call, that teammate will move to or through a given breakout receiving pattern. The defenseman will turn to find his mate, and then he'll move to make a crisp pass to that mate. Once players master a given drill, it's imperative that we add more challenges in order to keep the players growing. One way we might do this in this drill is to add a coach as a simulated forechecker. So, as the D-man turns to look up ice, he has to suddenly avoid that checker in order to make the pass. Lastly, I'm a stickler for perfection. So, under the rather sterile conditions I've described here, I can really focus on my players' movements and their passing and receiving techniques.
Dennis Chighisola's The Nature of Our Game ranks with other high-level essays, authored by the likes of Gladwell, Percival, and Coyle. It's an in-depth study of our game, it's about the challenges players face in the heat of battle, and it's about the things that influence the way players need to train, both off and on the ice. Get it now, and be well armed to answer almost any question that arises about our game.
A lot of people get confused when I start throwing that word horizontal vector out there. Well, let me explain a little bit what I'm trying to accomplish here. You can see that the way I'm set up here, the band is pulling me forward. The forces that are occurring on a what we call a horizontal plane. As a result, that's going to challenge my muscles much differently than if I was doing this same split squat with dumbbells. Alright, so the dumbbells are going to create more of a vertical vector. That's more consistent with gravity. The problem is this. All day long, we deal with gravity. Yeah, every step you take, every time you get up from a chair, every time you move, you are opposing gravity and working with having to handle those forces. You know, your joints over time are going to get beat up from that. We're all going to sustain problems with joints being wore out. That's what gravity does to us. So in your exercise program, if we can do exercises that are not going to challenge gravity so aggressively, but instead allow us to train our muscles in a different way that still makes them stronger, that's going to be a positive thing. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about incorporating horizontal vectors. Now, this simple setup can be used, as I said, for split squats. It can be used for lunges. It can be used for just simple body weight squats. It can be used for running drills. We can step out of it, and we can use it for pulling or pushing. All right, we can go ahead and lay down. We can go curling and tricep. You've seen me use this setup multiple ways over the last few years. The point is, it's a horizontal vector. It's going to be joint friendly. It's not going to create compression, which is ultimately what gravity does. And it's going to go ahead and allow our joints to feel something different. Therefore, the forces being applied to those joints is going to be different. And that means that our joints are not getting that same compression over and over and over every day and at every workout. And that's why I think over time, hey, your body's going to say no to weights. No problem. You got bands. And you can go ahead and work muscle strength very well with that, especially using that horizontal vector. Just starting to go ahead and loosen my body up, and I thought I would take you through a simple warm-up routine that I use all the time. Now I'm going to speed this warm-up routine up a little bit so that we don't have to take too long to view it. But understand, you need to create your own flow warm-up. But I thought you'd be interested in seeing mine first of all. A couple things I want you to remind you of. Hey, make sure you got multiple level bands so you can choose the one that best works for you when you warm up. There's not one particular band that works all the time. Let me take you through my warm-up. I'll take you through about a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. I always like to start with my right side first because it's my most mobile side. So it makes it easy for me to kind of move in and start working. So I'm going to work adductor. You notice I got my foot against the wall. I'm going to just work it up into more of a sagittal plane stretch. Anytime I start feeling like I need to lengthen out, I just go ahead and tug on it a little bit and just let things lengthen out. I'm a big believer in stretching out my hips a lot. Now I'm going to just slide my hand through and go to the other side. I'm going to reach up and I'm going to do some hip rotation. If you can't do that, just grab the band and work at stretching towards your hip and mobilizing that. Now I'm going to push across my body. And again, remember, all of these are speeding up a little bit. I take a lot more time doing this stretching routine. Now what I'm going to do is make sure that I get my quad by just rolling onto my side, lock it out, and I'm just going to open up that thigh and make sure I really lengthen that out. Once I'm done with that one, I'm going to just slide in. Notice, just slide my foot through to the other side. As long as I keep tension on the band at all times, I can easily go through the same warm-up sequence on the other side. Now when I get done with that side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of an advanced stretch where I have to really open up my thigh and my hip by putting my quad in the upper position versus lower position like I showed you the first time. We're going to stretch that out. When I'm done with both sides and I'm going through that, I'm just going to go ahead, make sure my ankle is mobilized. So I'm going to loosen that up, take it through the ankle mobilization, and make sure that's mobilized, hit both sides there. And then I'm going to go ahead, put myself into a half kneeling position and just open up my shoulders and lengthen out my shoulders so that I know I have that ready to go. I might hit some pull parts. I might hit some really opening up, making sure my shoulder girdle's working. I might pull the arm across. You know, I'm not really specific. I just want to make sure that my shoulders can move in adduction, abduction, flexion, extension, and I want to make sure that I've taken them into a little bit of rotation. Guys, here's the key to this. Number one, learn a series of stretches with the bands that you can go ahead and use. Once you've learned them, see if you can put them into a flow sequence so you can just flow from one band to one exercise to the next. And then lastly, remember, be consistent. Start stretching out on a regular basis. Doesn't matter what your workout is that day. Open up your hips, open up your ankles, open up your shoulders, because those are the three areas that are going to tighten down on us as we get older. If you lose mobility in those areas, you're going to have to pick it up somewhere else. Unfortunately, where you're going to probably have to pick it up is in your back. We don't want it there, so get yourself stretching. And guys, don't cheat yourself. 10 minutes of warming up and stretching out is going to save you tons of agony and pain when you're going through your workout. And plus, it's working on things you know you're going to lose. So let's start working on some stretching. Let's get mobilizing. If you got any more questions in regards to how to do this, shoot me an email or I'll get you some information on where you can go ahead and get more information on how to mobilize your hips. Have a great day.
Hello and welcome to Talking NHL with John and Howie, a new segment that we'll be bringing you every week to keep you up to date on what's going on around the NHL. Welcome, Howie.
Thank you.
We have a new season that's about to begin in about a month or so. So a lot of stuff has been going on in the off season. Who do you think made the most improvements in the East for next season?
In the East, I would have to say the biggest improved team would be Carolina. I think they will make a good push for the playoffs, but won't make it. But I think they will also play spoilers to those who are on that bubble.
I agree. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I do think that they may make a little change in the standings on the plus side. And who do you think took a step backwards in the East?
Without even thinking, I'd say Washington. I think they lost a lot of their solid core.
Yeah, I agree. They lost a lot of people for sure, and it will hurt them in the standings. I think we'll see a big change in the standings. Let's move over to the West. Who do you think made the most improvements in the West?
I hate even thinking about it because I hate them, but I would have to say Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to be even better than what they were last year, which scares me. I think bringing in Miller, I think granted Miller didn't have great numbers in Vancouver, but you compare the two defenses between Vancouver and Anaheim, I think his numbers are going to change drastically for the better, and I would not be surprised to see Miller give Gibson a run for that starting spot.
I agree. They will be a force to be reckoned with for sure, and maybe the best in the whole conference, possibly.
Possibly,
yeah. And who do you think took a step backwards?
The West is tough because, I mean, no one really made any bad moves, but I think the team that's probably going to take a step back, possibly, unfortunately, I would have to say your LA Kings. They brought in Kemper, which was a good move, but other than that, they're just getting old.
Yeah, I agree. I think adding Kemper will help Quick. I don't know how healthy Quick will be. I know he's healthy now, but I don't know how long that'll last.
Right.
But they are an aging group, and I think they will struggle to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, the other team that I had mentioned was Minnesota Wild as a team that I thought did not improve.
I think Minnesota is pretty much staying the course. I don't think they went either way for good or bad. I think what they lost, they got back in return. We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. We have a little bit of time, so let me ask you this: so, what your opinion is on adding a new team to the NHL next year, the Las Vegas Golden Knights?
Long run, I think they're going to be. I think it's going to be they'll do good financially the first couple of years, but they're going to end up being another Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. That will be it for this week, but next week we will bring you some more stuff on what's going on around the NHL. For Howie and myself, we bid you all adieu.
Farewell.